Hello race fans and welcome to the 2010 Race Across America Race Wrap-Up. This year, the starting line was located in Oceanside, California, and it was apparent as racers from around the world began to arrive. On Tuesday, June 8, 2010, the female solos and men 60-plus took off to begin this year's race.
Annapolis, Maryland. Have a great ride.
One of the first things you'll notice about the females was the style of bikes they were riding. Two of them, Barbara Boutois and Sandy Earle, chose to ride recumbents.
Okay, we need to roll.
In the 60-plus male division, Dex Took had a little trouble in the California desert before he found his stride in the evening. Wednesday, June 9, 2010 was a big day with the start of the Race Across the West and the solo males from the Race Across America. We started with RAAM, which had over 25 cyclists, including two-person teams like Team Veloware, RAO, and four-person teams like the Denver Spokes. Also solos like Terry Lansdell, who we later found out, due to an accident, his bikes were destroyed on the freeway and was actually breaking in a bike for the first time.
We hear this noise and then this, and I turn and look and I see bikes bouncing on the 405.
The solo male division begins with the world's best ultra cyclists preparing for battle. Cyclists departed at 1-minute intervals, with some new faces mixed in with some familiar faces such as Canadian Tony O'Keefe, from Spain Julian Sanz, Austrian Gerhard Gulowitz, and four-time RAAM champion Yuri Robic of Slovenia. By the end of the first evening, it was clear that Yuri Robic was taking a commanding lead over the solos and even keeping up with the RAAM teams. Over the next few days, riders would make their way over the western desert, passing time stations like Congress, Arizona, where riders get their last respite before taking on Yarnell Grade in the heat of the day.
Ready for the...
It wasn't until somewhere between Time Station 10 in Tuba City and Time Station 11 in Kayenta, Arizona, where the solo male and RAAM leaders overtook Dex Took and Team Strongheart Amy Zhu, who had left Oceanside a whole day before. Speaking of Oceanside, while the solos battled it out in the desert, the teams were starting to arrive. Riders from all over the world representing several charities, clubs, and organizations assembled. Durango, Colorado was the site of this year's finish line for the Race Across the West, as Team HTHH crosses the finish line as the lead team. And Army veteran Thomas Lavallée, who is riding for Children of Fallen Patriots, comes in first for the solos.
And they're all here today. Let's make some noise for them.
Saturday, June 12th, the RAAM teams begin as over 200 riders from 40 teams start the race.
3, 2, 1, there they go. Sir, Steve, Redgrave, crew, have a great time. We will see you in Annapolis.
The teams spread across the West, some in packs and others breaking away out in front.
Super gefahren, super gefahren.
They were closely followed into southern Utah by Team Viasat and Team 4Mil, who was competing in our military challenge. Team Kalira was determined to break the female 60-plus four-person team record and was well on their way.
So you're going for the women's record?
We're going to try. We've had some mishaps, but we're going to try.
The sun may have been shining in Oceanside, but the course took an ominous turn for the lead solos as an extreme weather system moved over southern Colorado and met them as they crossed the two highest points on the route, Wolf Creek and Kachara.
Thanks a lot, Michelle.
Being from different causes and skill levels, teams contain a broad range of motivations for doing the race. There are teams who ride for a cause like Georgia Chain Gang or JDRF.
Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, JDRF.
Do you have a website?
Yes.
What's that?
TeamJDRF.org.
There are adventurers looking for a challenge like Sir Steve Redgrave's team, many of whom had just taken up cycling 6 months before.
We're not cyclists, this team. We're a bunch of rowers. We're oarsmen. And we've only been cycling for 6 months. So we've made this up.
And there are inspirational teams like Team Farah.
We'll be out for 4 hours.
Go for it, buddy!
Or Operation Progress, who have riders who are struggling with a disability. Now, as the teams were making their way across the country, the solos have crossed the Mississippi. With nearly half of the solo field DNFing at this point, the leaders expand their lead into the east.
Bye-bye. Bye. See you.
After many sleepless nights and long days, it's in the Appalachians near Time Station 46 in Grafton, West Virginia, where the lead team passes the lead solo, Yuri Robich. And it's not long after that, our finishers start to arrive in Annapolis. Like many years before, Team Type 1 is the first to arrive, but they fail to break their record. Yuri Robich becomes a 5-time RAAM champion. Barbara Boutois takes the first in women's and doing it on a recumbent. Over the next few days, though, several teams and solos continue to cross over the finish line, all of whom have accomplished an incredible feat. Rammers were able to unwind and reminisce at the finishers' banquet, where the true spirit of RAAM is seen in the camaraderie amongst the various teams and crews.
Time at 6 days, 16 hours, 44 minutes, average speed of 18.7.
Although they all had various reasons for participating, they all just loved the ride. So that does it for this year's Race Across America. Stay tuned for 2011, where it will be RAAM's 30th anniversary. So until then, we'll see you out there on the Race Across America.